Welcome to KE6GAE, the Hillbilly Ham, where ham radio comes to life. And we're going to stream the Sunday night TechNet. Been kind of out of the weather the last couple of days, finally starting to feel a little better. So, figure we jump into the TechNet tonight and do some streaming for them. And that'll start in about 8 minutes. So, welcome everybody to the stream. Give it a like. Give me a subscribe if you like what you see. Put comments down below in the stream. If you jump into the stream, jump in the chat, say hi. So we'll take a standby for a few minutes here. I need to go get something to drink real quick, and then we'll be back for the net. Evening, John. Well, good evening, everybody. About 3 minutes to the net, and your net control tonight will be KC0NSC Tom. This is a 3-round rag chew net. Any technical questions, be sure to ask them on the net. If you can't get into the net and you got a question, go ahead and pop it in the chat. I might be able to get an answer for you on the net for it. So everybody, we will get started here with the net. Tom should get started here in about 3 minutes.
This is KC0NSC with your 2-minute warning. The TechNet starts in 2 minutes. Good evening, all. This is KC0NSC Tom in North Springfield. I'll be your net control tonight for the Sunday night TechNet. This is a RAG2 net, and it's conducted in roundtable format, brought to you by the members at Southwest Missouri Amateur Radio Club. Is there anyone out there who would like to make an announcement relative to amateur radio? Go ahead, David.
Good evening, Tom, and everybody on the net. This is KE6GAE. I've got a couple of announcements. This coming Saturday is the Hams Around the Ozarks breakfast. We will be meeting at the Golden Corral there in Springfield on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. It's off of Glenstone and Primrose. We meet in the back room. Usually there till 9:30, 10 o'clock, sometimes later. So if you can't get there right at 8 o'clock, that's fine. Do not have to belong to a club. It's not a club-specific event. You don't even have to be a ham if you're listening to this and you're interested in ham radio. Come on by and join us for a good breakfast and good camaraderie and ask all the questions you want. Second announcement I have is we're just a little less than 2 weeks away from the Nick's Amateur Radio Club's NARC-Fest. It will be Saturday, November the 9th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have about $3,500 in prizes. We're doing something a little different this year. The grand prize is a Yaesu FT710 AESS. You do not have to be present. The only thing we're going to ask, if you're not local and you do happen to win and you're not present, we will ask you to pay for the shipping fees on that. All the other prizes you do have to be present for. And like I said, we have about $3,500 in prizes. And anybody out there thinking about getting their technician test, sign up for them. For testing that day, the first 8 people to pass their technician test will actually walk away with a free HT. Other than that, that's all we got, Tom. So we'll pass it back to net control. KE6GAE, back to net control.
Very good, David. Thank you for those. And we might as well just keep on letting you talk because you're first up. KE6GAE, David in Rogersville, take your turn.
KC0NSC and the rest of the net. This is KE6GAE. Not sure if there was a topic tonight, Tom.
There is not. It's an open topic night.
Alrighty, sir. Well, we will. I played around a little bit with CQ Worldwide this weekend. 10 meters was just wide open all weekend. Even though I was sick, I still probably made about 30 contacts, and 2/3 of them were probably overseas. So we'll just kind of sit back and wait and see if anybody's got any tech questions, and we'll pass it back to net control. KE6GAE, back to net control.
All right. I want to remind everyone that David is running the live stream tonight. If you want to know where to get it, you can ask him. I think most of you know where it's at. We'll move on down now to KC0WSE Bob out in the mobile.
Good evening, Tom and the net. Yeah, I literally just pulled into the driveway, so it may take me a while to get back out to the shack, but don't have anything earth-shattering. I will say that my computer build has been successful. Now I just got to get it to work with the radio, which might not be near as successful, at least not quickly. So, you know, that's the fun of modern equipment. Even though my radio is not exactly modern, it's not ancient either. All the software has to work together to make it happy, and right now, it's not exactly happy. But I'll get it figured out. I've gotten it figured out before. I'll figure it out again. It's just going to take a bit. And, of course, learning Windows 11 at the same time. So, other than that, it might be, like I say, a bit before I'm back in the shack. May even miss the second round. I don't know. But back to the net, KC0WSE.
All right, Bob. Yeah, that computer stuff can really get rather intensive. I've got a Hewlett-Packard laptop that has been my favorite laptop for a long time. Motherboard suddenly failed. Fortunately, I have a spare, but replacing a motherboard in a laptop, that's a job. And I need to get some kind of motivation going. But I do miss the laptop, so eventually here I'll get that done. We'll catch you on the second round, probably on the base. Next on my list is KQ0Q. And Lance, you have a question from Kevin in the Almost Instant Messenger. He probably would like to know the answer to that. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to look at it to see what the question is. Let's see. Did I get my FT70 cheat sheet yesterday? I don't think so. I've been going through my emails and I haven't seen it, so anyway, maybe it's there. So, okay, well, I don't know. I don't have 2 meter sideband. I've got 2 meter sideband radio, but it's not hooked up. It's in a box, and I'm probably going to sell it if I can find a buyer that wants to give me the money I want for it. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the bands were open or if there was just a gazillion people doing contests this weekend, but it was really busy. I made a few contacts on 17. I have, other than FT8, I haven't made any contacts on 17, but these were sideband contacts, so, but no great distance, you know. So, and what else am I doing? I don't know. Maybe I'll remember the next time around, so. KC0NSC, KQ0Q, back to you.
All right, Lance. Mike put in there that, yes, you did get your cheat sheet, so he must know something you don't know. You might as well go ahead and tell us about that 2-meter all mode and how much you want for it if you are going to sell it.
Well, it's 2-meter all mode and 440 all mode. It's a TS2000, and I want 7 for it.
A really decent price. All right, people, you heard it. Those are great radios. So, yeah, might want to jump on that one. We'll go to AE0MR, Mike, here in Springfield. It's your turn.
That is a good price for a TS2000.
AE0MR. Working on my HD today. Am I coming through okay?
Mike, you using a handy talkie? If you are, you're in a bad location or you don't have enough power. Really noisy signal. Well, I gave him pause. We'll talk to Kevin, and then we'll go back to Mike, and maybe he'll get things a little bit better lined up. N0 KTM, Kevin, go ahead and take a turn.
All right, yeah, this is N0 KTM over here in East Springfield. Excuse me. Got a frog. Thanks, Tom, for running the net tonight. Lance, I left about 2:30ish or so yesterday. Gave that cheat sheet that I printed out for you to Mike, and there's another almost instant message from him says, "Oops, he gave it to the wrong person." So I will send you an email, a PDF of that, so you can print it out. The only problem is it's long, and I printed on legal paper, so we'll see what happens there. Other than that, had a good time at Tech Day yesterday. It was a very successful Tech Day since we had noise and smoke, as Jordan brought a FD520, 520? Yeah, up on the Variac, and some very, very ancient or just very upset capacitor went kaboom off the back of it. So that was exciting, and the only unfortunate thing was that Larry was already gone, so he didn't get to witness it. That was sad. So anyway, that was yesterday out at Jordan's. Had a good time, as always, and got a chance to talk to some people, and so that was a lot of fun. Other than that, not a whole lot else going on around here. We will catch you on the next round. This is N0 KTM, back to KC0NSC Net Control.
All right, Kevin, it must have been an exciting time at the Tech meet there. AE0MR, Mike, did you get your radio problems squared away?
I don't know, Tom. It's AE0MR. Am I coming through any better?
Much better.
Okay, I had to step out onto the back porch. I'm getting ready to move units on Tuesday, so I've got all my mobile and desk stuff all packed away radio-wise. It's already been moved to the new place.
So all I have is my HT to work with tonight. But next week I'll be back with the regular stuff, so I should be able to be heard normal. But yeah, we had a reasonably good time at the tech day yesterday. Got my power supply board on my TV, we think, fixed. Found a capacitor that was reporting way below, so we replaced that, and seems to be working okay now. It was intermittent before, so it'll take a couple of days of testing to find out if it's going to keep going or not. And, looking forward to the breakfast next weekend. Always enjoy those. And I guess that'll be all for this first round. It's AE0 MR back to KC0NSC in the net.
All right, Mike, very good. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for being on there. We'll catch you in the second round. We'll go now to Sean out in Aurora, KE0MAD. I noticed you put an announcement in the Almost Instant Messenger. You might as well air it during your first time around.
All right. Good evening, Tom. Everybody there on the net. Appreciate you running the net there, Tom. Yeah, so 2:30 p.m. is when we'll actually be starting. Anybody that's interested in doing a fox hunt, that's after should be long enough after the net, or not the net, but the Hamfest there. But 2:30 p.m. is when we're actually going to start the fox hunt in Monette. We're going to meet in the parking lot of Walmart, which is where we'll disperse from, but we'll start there in the Walmart parking lot. Everybody will start meeting there about 2 p.m., but 2:30 p.m. is when the active hunt will begin. No club affiliation. There is no entry fee. It's just come for a good time. I'm trying to get fox hunting where it's a kind of a thing again. I guess it used to be back in the day quite a bit, and it kind of sounds like it's kind of backed off a bit. So we'll have 4 transmitters, 2 high-powered, 2 micro foxes. So ought to be fun. Again, 2 meters. Everything's on 2 meters. Obviously, third harmonic, so it'd help to have a VHF UHF rig. Anyway, I'll catch you on the second round. KE0MAD back to net control.
All right, Sean. Yeah, back in the day in Colorado, fox hunting was really popular. Don't know why it's kind of died out everywhere, but hey, congratulations to you for bringing it back. We'll catch you on the second round. Thanks for checking in. We go now to KE0ZKM Marvin out in Battlefield.
Good evening, Tom. Thanks for running the net. I do have a quick question. I did a thing. I ordered a handheld DMR. Can I just run that off my home Wi-Fi?
Are you talking about a DMR radio or a DMR hotspot?
DMR radio. I got a little, it's a Baofeng VHF UHF, but it also does have DMR capabilities.
Comment.
Go.
No, you would not run the radio off of your internet at home. You could run a hotspot and use that, but you would want to program talk groups either for TGIF or Brandmeister into the radio and either hit the DMR repeaters that are around or get you a hotspot that you can use to hit DMR with.
Okay. I guess I'm just not understanding what it is then. But doesn't the hotspot have to have Wi-Fi also? So this is something to go in between the Wi-Fi and the radio.
The hotspot has to have Wi-Fi because it has to have an internet connection. DMR radio, it does the codec of the DMR codec for that digital mode, but it does not just connect directly to the internet to be able to use the DMR. You either got to hit a DMR repeater or you got to have a hotspot to utilize. The radio is just set up with the codec for DMR.
Okay. So there's a chance I may not be able to do DMR until I get a hotspot.
No, we can get it programmed. I can help you out and get it programmed up. There's multiple DMR repeaters around here that are local that you would be able to hit and be able to do DMR.
Oh, okay, so I don't necessarily have to have a hotspot to run it. Okay. Well, I will investigate those DMR and see if I can't figure out how to do this. I appreciate it.
All right, back to net control.
I have a DMR radio. I have an Anytone, and there's a lot of DMR places I can talk to, and I don't have a hotspot. They're great little radios, and some fun. I won't say DMR died here because it didn't. There's a whole host of people that are into DMR still in this area. So David definitely help you get programmed up and get everything taken care of and get you going, no doubt. Thanks for checking in, Marvin, and thanks for your comments. We'll catch you in the second round. We'll go now to KC0QA, Richard here in Springfield.
Well, maybe if I can find my microphone, I'll get in here and say hello. KC0QA, yeah, the DMR radio is just a radio. You got to have a hotspot to go to, or a local, and I think there's 2 or 3 of them here in town. But you got to have that to do that. Yeah, I'm sitting here somewhere along the lines. I have found a bunch of old CDs that I have made from backups from, probably the early 2000s. Would have to be somewhere maybe 2001, because at the time my youngest sister had 1 kid and the kid's a baby in it, so I don't remember exactly when their birthday is, so it probably would have had to have been somewhere around Christmas. At least it looks like it anyway, if I remember right, somewhere along in there. So I'm having fun going down memory lane through a bunch of these old CDs. I do, however, have a question for Mr. David, GAE.
Okay, go ahead.
Are they still having the regular club meeting that Saturday night after the Ham Fest? It's the same day. I just kind of wondered if they were going to have the meeting or not.
Nope, the next Nixon meeting will be in December.
Okay, I didn't think they would have it. I was just wanting to make sure, because I know somebody that I'm trying to get into Ham, and that would be a good way to get them into the meeting afterwards. All right, I'm going to see if I can't drag them to the Ham Fest. We'll catch everybody next round, KC0QA.
All right, Richard, thanks for checking in. Thanks for your comments. We'll go to KF0, KRZ, Curtis, also here in Springfield.
Okay, well, thank you, Thomas, for running things tonight. Everything's going smooth. Went out to Jordan's yesterday. Got out there kind of late. So it was about 4:30 by the time I got out there. Things are kind of quieting down a little bit. Still got some work to do on my FD70 that I got this week. Kevin, KTM dropped me off some stuff, which was helpful, so appreciate that. So I was just wondering how many, on the RT system that the club has, I mean, how many memories are programmed on that? If somebody has that answer, they could chime in, and I'll let that go for round 1, KF0, KRZ.
All right, Curtis. David probably knows the answer to that.
I'm not sure what the question is. And if they used a code plug that was already set up, I'm not sure what code plug that is.
Okay, well, we'll have to find out that information maybe this week, I guess. But kind of getting on to it. Takes a little while with any new radio, but I'll send it back to you, Thomas, KF0, KRZ.
All right, Curtis. My code plug that I have in my Anytone came from Rodney company, and he's probably the only one that could say how many are on there. But it seems like a huge amount. We'll catch you on the second round. That's the bottom of the list. Is there anyone out there who would like to check in? This is KC0NSC.
F0 KUA.
All right, Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, this is KF0 KUA. Thanks for running the net tonight, Tom. Appreciate that as usual. And, yeah, the DMR is a fun thing to do once you get it figured out. I don't do a lot of it, but I figured it out. And I do some of it. But anyway, I like my little DMR radio. I can use the FM. In fact, I'm on it right now doing the FM into the repeater. So I use it mostly for that. But every now and then I'll venture off into DMR land. I need to get back into doing some more of that. Other than that, that's about it for the first round. We'll be around for the next one. KF0KUA, back to the net.
Bob, thank you very much for checking in. Thanks for your comments. We'll catch you on the second round. That's the bottom of the first round again. Anyone else that wants to check in? Not hearing anyone, we'll go back up to the top of our list and start over again with David in Rogersville, KE6GAE.
KC0NSC and the rest of the net. This is KE6GAE. Yeah, and that code plug that Rodney used probably came from KB0NHX. That's most of the people use his Anytone code plug. Speaking of digital stuff, there is a new Missouri, it's called Missouri Digital Calling Group, where they're actually linking. They're way ahead of me because I haven't had time to work on mine, but they're doing the same thing I was going to do. They're actually linking DMR, P25, NXDN, D-Star, and they might actually bring All-Star into it as well. And it's going to be a digital calling group where it could be a Raichu group. Not going to be any nets on it or anything like that, so it won't get tied up. But other than that, that's about all we got. And yeah, Marvin, we can help you get that all set up. There's multiple DMR repeaters around that you could hit. Hotspot's nice because then you can hit groups that are outside of the state. But other than that, that's all we got for this first round. We'll pass it back to Net Control. KE6GAE, back to Net Control.
All right. Thanks for those comments. We'll go to KC0WSE. Bob, get on the base by now, I would think.
Yeah, I made it back here. Oh, problem is my mouth is full. One of my stops on my way home was at Wendy's, and they came out with those cheaper meals. And for old folks, this is a pretty good deal. So, yeah, I had to stop and get a couple of those because we've been out running all day and really hadn't had time to get anything for supper. So I'm sitting out here in the shack, feeding my face and listening to the conversation. So other than that, that's all I got for now. KC0WSE.
All right. Bon appetit. Thanks for your comments. We'll come back to you in the 73 round. KQ0Q, Lance, take your turn again.
All right. Well, I've just been listening to what's going on. I don't have anything new and profound to add here. And I'm trying to think if I've got anything, if I have any technical questions on anything. I've got a technical question, but it's not on radio, so I'm still messing around, and got a couple hot spots working regularly, and one that's not too regular, and I'll probably have to go in and I probably need to change the frequency on it, because I'm not sure what the frequency is on the hotspot. I guess it's the top hat. You know, you've got your computer, and then you've got your radio that sits on top of it, which communicates back and forth. And anyway, no big deal one way or the other. So looking forward to I'm looking forward to the Hamfest, yes, in a way, no, because it's going to probably be a lot of work, but hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. So anyway, I have to get plenty rested, so I don't think there'll be much sleep that night. That's all I have this time, Tom. Back to you. KC0NSC KQ0Q.
All right, Lance, I'm not sure you can bank sleep, but I guess you're going to try. That ought to be interesting. Thanks for those comments. We'll catch you in the 73 round. Next on my list is AE0MR, Mike, probably standing out on the back porch.
Thanks again, Tom. Whoop. And that's one of the reasons so I don't have highway noise again from those idiots that are racing around in the cars with a loud exhaust and the motorcycles. So, thanks again for doing the net tonight. Something for round two. I should have been thinking of something to say. I was just listening to everybody else. I'm looking forward to getting to the new unit, even though it's a little smaller, save me some money, be a lot quieter since I'm shielded from the highway, unlike now, and that's about all. AE0MR, back to KC0NSC and the net.
All right, what about the antenna prospects for the new unit?
Well, I don't think it's going to be any better than the current one, because when I got over there this afternoon, moved some of the small items that I didn't want the movers to have to, I noticed that there was power lines right above the fence that's in the backyard, so I'm not going to want my antenna up really, really high, even though there might be some camouflage from the trees. Don't need it to be inadvertently blown over into those lines.
Well, that's certainly true. You might paint it sky blue or something if you're going to go really high. Maybe they won't see it so much. All right, good luck with all that moving and everything. That's a job and a half, so we'll wait to hear more about it. Thanks for your second session of comments there, and we'll move on to N0 KTM.
All right, Tom. Yeah, this is N0 KTM over here in East Springfield, and I'm an idiot. I managed to create just a ton of confusion here tonight. It wasn't Lance that was supposed to get the cheat sheet for the FT70. It was Curtis. Don't know where my brain went when I sat down here at the computer in the shack, but anyway, sounds like somebody got it, and I'm hoping it was Curtis. Yeah, we'll see what he has to say when he comes up. But that's pretty typical for my brain these days. It kind of takes a hike on me sometimes. So anyway, we'll just have to deal with that, I guess, because there ain't nothing I can do about it. Other than that, let's see. This is going to be a busy week. We got all kinds of stuff stacked up to do, doctor appointments and gym and PT and all manner of other fun stuff besides It's going to be November soon, and we got family coming in, so we got some house cleaning to do. So we're going to be busy. So anyway, with all that said, and apologies to everybody for just turning things right upside down, especially to Lance, because I'm sure he sounded like he was scratching his head pretty bad about that. So sorry, Lance, and Curtis. I hope you got the cheat sheet for the 70. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to you, Tom, before I turn back the repeater. This is N0 KTM, back to KC0NSC at Control.
All right, Kevin. Thanks for those additional comments. Yeah, sounds like a busy time coming up. So try to enjoy it. We'll catch you in the 73 round, and we'll go to KE0MAD, Sean, out in Aurora.
Oh, Tom, I was telling Dave on the live chat there. I said, you got to remember when you're talking to Tom, it's a comment, not a comment. He didn't get it right away. But anyway, not a whole lot going on here. I got a huge mess in the radio room I need to clean up. It looks like a bomb dropped in here and blew everything off out of every cupboard and shelf and onto all the desktops. So that's what we're working on right now. We're working on getting stuff picked up and kind of put back where it belongs. Anyway, we'll catch you on the next round there, the last round. The 7-3 round, KE0MAD.
Yeah, my shack looks like a bomb went off in here. And my big problem is I don't have a place for everything. Got very small amount of space and need some way to put it up, and there's no up to put it to. So what do you do? All right. Thanks for your additional comments. We'll catch you in the 73 round. We go now to KE0ZKM. Hey, Marvin.
Good evening, Tom, and everybody else out there. Thank you for all the information on the DMR. I appreciate it. I'm still not certain exactly how I'm going to do it, but like I said, I'm going to try to... I wanted to play around with it before I dropped a lot of money on a big, expensive DMR radio, so I was able to find a Baofeng that was very, very reasonably priced, so I went ahead and ordered it, and I'm going to play around with it and see what I can figure out. Like I said, I just want to experiment a little bit. And on that note, that's all I have. So, Tom, I'll turn it back over to you, sir.
All right, Marvin. Well, a valve thing to help you get your feet wet and make the decision of whether or not you want to go DMR or not. So, I mean, there are other modes. So, yeah, good thing to get over into some other mode and figure out if you like it or not, and if you got a few people that you would normally talk to, all kinds of stuff going on there. Thanks for your additional comments. We'll catch you in the 73 round. Next on my list is KC0QA, Richard.
Well, I'm still digging into these old CDs. Found a bunch of old photos from many, many years ago, and gee, I used to be a little bit better looking than what I am now. At least back then I didn't break mirrors when I looked into them. Hi. I'm having all kinds of fun walking down memory lane, so this is going to be interesting. We'll see what else I can dig up. I'm like 3 disc into a 10-pile set, so this may take me a little while. Everybody have a good one. KC0QA looking for next round.
All right. Enjoy those CDs. I found one last week that I couldn't get to open up anymore. It was a CDRW and just dead. And that's really frustrating because written on it was photos. Well, of course, I wonder what photos. Have no idea. And it doesn't work, so there you go. We'll go down to KS0KRZ. Curtis, the burning question is, did you get that cheat sheet?
KF0KRZ, Yes, the sheet from Kevin was given to me by Mike, 0MR, and he remembered it. Apparently was not a problem, so wish I could have gotten out there a little earlier, but so it's fine. That should be helpful. So anyway, I guess my question is on the code plug on the RT system. That's basically the list of all the repeaters on it, and I guess that same code plug goes into a number of different radios, or I guess when people do that. And then I guess other question, what other modifications have people made to FT70s? I guess is there one mod just for GMRS where they go inside it and tweak something, I guess. But anyways, I'll leave it at 2 questions, but back to you, Thomas, KF0, KRZ.
All right, Curtis, I'm going to refer those questions back to David. He's the one that's been doing all that.
Well, Curtis, on the mods, you can Mars mod a FT70, but you cannot open it up for GMRS. That will not happen. Now, you're talking about using RT systems. RT systems isn't just a specific code plug. Whatever code plug somebody built or put together is what they used. I do not know what was used to program your radio with. So I can't really answer that. But no, the way that works with RT systems, you set the repeaters up that you want to use. If they did something from local, you probably got all the local repeaters. Other than that, I can't really answer the question on that. But no, you cannot open that FT70 for GMRS.
Okay, well, thank you, David, for that. That's helpful. I'll keep a few other things going around for later. KF0, KRZ.
All right, thanks for your additional comments there, Curtis, and we'll get you the 73 round. Next on the list, KF0, KUA, Bob here in Springfield.
KC0NSC, this is KF0KUA, and hanging in here, listening in, and thinking about needing a smaller profile, if you will, 10-meter antenna, if anybody's got any good ideas for something more compact. There's a topical question for the TechNet, so interested to know if anybody's got any good ideas out there. KF0KUA, back over to the net.
Well, as far as 10-meter antennas go, you need to get at least the halfway vertical. And however you reach that, there are several different ways. I'm using that super penetrator I bought, and that's a 5/8 wave. But you need a ground plane of some kind. We've, from experience, found out that any of those multiple frequency antennas doesn't have a large enough 10-meter section to get across town. That's for local. The whole thing is different for DX.
Yep.
Exactly. You could use one of those multi-frequency antennas for DX. Doesn't seem to matter, but if you're trying to propagate a ground wave, you need something at least a half wave and vertical. That's just the way it is. So I hope that answers your question. If not, we'll talk to you more on the 73 round. We're now at the bottom of the second round and looking for any other check-ins. This is KC0NSC. Please come now.
KE0YMZ.
Okay, David, gotcha. Is there anyone else? It's painfully quiet out there. Go ahead, David.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, hi, Tom, and everyone else on the net. I just hanging out, enjoying the nice evening over here on the west side of Springfield. I am celebrating the fact that I got my Johnson Ranger, the 1955, I believe it is, Johnson Ranger completed. It's never really going to be completed, I guess, but it is on the air for the first time. The person that I bought it from had it, I guess, for 15, 20 years sitting in his basement, kind of a finished basement, where he stored his excess gear. And but it had the power cord cut off and or had rotted off something, and so yeah, it had not seen power for a couple decades. And so I went through it, spent hours and hours, and got to the point earlier this week where I fired it up and everything, but I still had no modulation. So finally I decided read the manual if everything else fails. It was not actually the operations manual or the schematics. It was the builder's manual for when it was built as a kit in the mid-50s. And so I ran across where they landed a jumper wire, and so that told me where to make that jumper at. And so lo and behold, that did it. So I slipped the case back on in the small hours of this morning, and I've been playing with it ever since. So really glad to have that done. I'm just over here bathing in my celebration of that. KE0YMZ.
All right, David, we all know what all that dead time does to a radio. It's not a pretty picture. But the question is, if it didn't have that jumper wire in there, do you think that radio ever did work?
Well, the thing is when I started this project a year ago, and I got to the point where I was taking all the parts out that I knew needed replaced, and at one point I thought I found one of the transformers was dead short, and so I kind of lost my wind. So I set it over on the shelf and didn't. I did take a lot of pictures and kept what I thought were pretty good notes, but as it turns out, not good enough. So it was really the issue was that I couldn't remember what wire went to where in the point-to-point wiring. So yeah, it was kind of my bad. So, but I got it fixed. KE0YMZ.
Good. You made any good contacts with it?
I haven't got to that point. It's about it's a 16146 is the power tube. So it's got half the power as my Kenwood TS520, and so it's about 45 watts, 45 watts. And so my idea for it is to have it excite a SB220. I've got two SB220s, and I would like to dedicate one of my SB220s for 75 meters and feed it with about 10 or 15 watts from that Johnson Ranger transmitter to produce somewhere around 175, 200 watts maybe for AM. So and the sunspot cycle is really the the CME's really tearing things up. So haven't got to that point yet.
Well, it sounds like you're well on your way. So congratulations with a modicum of success there. We'll catch you in the 73 round. Is there anyone else out there that wants to check in at the bottom of the second round?
K0M8.
KE0, and then I lost the rest of it.
K0M8. I'm gonna jump in and get me off the list there. I'm gonna try and make a net here in about 10 minutes. So, Tom and everybody, thanks for letting me check in tonight. 7-3.
All right, thanks for being on our net. Come back. Certainly enjoy having you on, and we'll mark you as done. No problem.
You trying to get an Ole Miss?
All right. With that, I think we're going to go back up to the top of the list and start the 73 round. And that takes us to KE6GAE. Go ahead, David.
KC0NSC and the rest of the net. This is KE6GAE. Well, it's been a good net tonight. Bob was talking about 10 meter. You're right. If he wants something local, he's going to need 5/8 weight, but he don't necessarily have to have a penetrator. He could get something that he could make some ground planes off of. You could even do it with a 102 whip and make some ground planes below that. Other than that, that's about all I got. And Marvin, that Baofeng DMR, there's no problem with those. The one I'm recommending for people right now is the Alluance HD2. It's a $160 Chinese radio, but it seems to be a great DMR radio that I've been testing out. Other than that, that's all we got. So thanks for doing the net tonight, Tom, and we'll pass it back to Net Control. KE6GAE, back to Net Control.
Comment.
Oh.
What was that model again, Dave?
It is the Retevis Alluance HD2. If you go to Retevis' website, look for the HD2. HD1, I've got that one as well, but there was some things about that radio I did not like. But I am definitely recommending the HD2.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. David, thanks for running the live stream. Certainly appreciate that, and I'm sure everyone else in the group does. Hey, for now, 7-3 from KC0NSC and the rest of the group. Catch you later. Next on the list, KC0WSC, Bob out in Republic.
Alrighty, well, I have finished eating supper, so now my mouth isn't full. Yeah, it's been a good net. It's interesting just listening to what goes on around the world. Anyway, we may be out of pocket some this week. We're thinking about taking the RV and heading south for a bit. So, I don't know. Not much going on right now, so figured we might take it out for a week. Other than that, I don't take my radio with me when I go, mostly because I don't know if the park allows antennas or not. I will be checking in on that. This could be an announcement, and I think it's a true announcement. At the next SMARC meeting, I believe that I will be given a demonstration on HF digital radio. That's the FT8 variety. And right now, my plans are to have a complete setup, so we'll actually be able to see live. Now, of course, that's all open for change. I mean, there's always something that could come up that could take that away, but right now, I believe that is the plan. So, if you're interested in FT8, and we might discuss other modes also, but that's the one that I'm going to zero in on. If you're interested, be sure to be at the next SMARC meeting. And
I'll see if I can make a fool of myself and say several wrong things, but we'll get through it, and I'm sure there will be some people there that's probably smarter than me that will be able to correct me on some stuff. But it'll be interesting, I think. If nothing else, it's a program that I think more than one person may be interested in, especially newer generals and people. Well, even technicians can get on 10 meter, so that might be something that they would be interested in. Just wanted to throw that out there. It's been a good net, and we'll catch you all later. KC0WSE.
All right, Bob, that's a great idea, and I wish you great success with that. KC0WSE, thanks for being on our net. Have a fine evening. 7-3 from KC0NSC and the group. And we go now to Lance, KQ0Q.
Okay, well, I'm glad they got or whoever got the FT8 or the FT70 cheat sheet thing organized. I was scratching my head. It's like, I don't remember saying I needed help with the FT70D. Actually, I got one sitting right next to me right now, so. But this 6.4 kind of needs a little better setup than most HTs can get it. Now, I'm not saying you can't work it perfectly with some HTs, but I can't work it perfectly with any HT in this house. So, and Mike, you getting away from the highway, I'll tell you a little story and I'll make it quick. We bought this house about 30 years ago, and we went to bed, and it is right at the intersection of 60 James River and 65. And I was listening to this highway traffic, and I'm going, what in the world did I do? Did I just make the biggest mistake in my life? Over $100,000 mistake. But you get used to it after a while, so at least we did. So, but I don't know why they put all these houses on the highway. I don't know. Maybe everybody has super quality windows put in and soundproofing, but I just shudder when I see these $500,000 houses going up on the highway. What are they thinking? Anyway, that's not radio related, but it is a round table, so I'm done going around the table, and everyone have a great week. 7-3, and back to you, KC0NSC, KQ0Q.
All right, Lance, I deal with my fair share of noise around here. A lot of people think this is a place to go drag racing, and man, I sleep at night with either a radio turned on or the TV or some kind of sound, just to keep my brain in the house and not out on the corner. It's a big deal. And I got double pane windows. It doesn't help. I feel for you. Lance, thanks for checking in and being on and for all your comments. KQ0Q 73 from KC0NSC and the group. And we'll try Mike again and see what he's doing.
So thanks again, Tom, for doing the net tonight. Do appreciate that. This is AE0MR. The thing is, being next to the highway here, it's almost quiet enough in the house, but I can't use my back porch to come out and relax outside while I'm grilling or anything, or have friends over to sit outside, because you just can't even talk to each other standing next to each other. It's just too ridiculous with the amount of noise I deal with. So at least the new unit I'm getting to puts a couple of rows of buildings between me and the highway. Really helps cut the noise down. Because right now I'm clear visual right? Nothing to block any of the noise. So, hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend and enjoying this nice fall weather. AE0MR 73. Back to KC0NSC in the net.
All right, Mike, thanks for checking in. Thanks for all your comments. 73 AE0MR from KC0NSC and the group. We'll go now to Kevin and see what's up over there.
All right, Tom, and everybody on the net tonight. Thanks, Tom, again for running the net. This is in 0 KTM over here in East Springfield. And I don't remember who it was asking about the 10-meter antennas. I'm a really cheap person, so I have no commercial antennas except for the ones on my handhelds. I run a dedicated 10-meter end-fed half-wave mounted vertically. It's about 30 feet up in a tree. That does really well for me. I've made contacts in England with it, lots of South America. Excuse me, cough. South America contacts with it. It seems to do pretty well for this QTH, and I also just wound up putting up another one for my new friend down the way here. That's down in a hole, and he actually was able to get out with it actually lower than mine is. And Dave YMZ out on the west side of town heard him from there, so it seems to do pretty good. And it's just a half-wave 10-meter piece of wire hooked to a 49-to-1 transformer that I hand wound, put in a little excuse me, a little gray plastic box, and it, like I said, it performs quite well for me. So that's my 2 cents worth on on 10-meter antennas, and it's not grounded either. Because it's an end-fed half-wave, it doesn't have any radials on it at all, so it is really a pretty good space conserver. So anyway, that's my comments. With that, I'm going to turn it back to you, Tom, and say 73 to the group, and to you, this is in 0 KTM. Back to KC0NSC, net control, 73.
So then he's
all right,
actually...
Kevin, yeah. Sure helps that you have an amp with that antenna. That's one thing that you didn't mention. But your friend, you're not running an amp over there, are you?
And he's using his coax as his counterpoise.
He's not on tonight, so no, he's not. And the England contact, I believe I made that before I got the L4B. So that was kind of an extra.
All right. Well, thanks for checking in, Kevin, and thanks for all your comments. You have a great week. N0 KTM 73 from KC0NSC and the group. We'll catch you next time. We're going to skip Sean here because he bowed out, and we go next to KE0ZKM Marvin out in Battlefield.
Once again, thanks, Tom, for running the net, KE0ZKM. Thank you, everybody, for your information and everything. I'm sitting here scrambling, looking up things on the internet, trying to figure out, okay, how do I do this? What do I do this? How do I do this? So just working on, like I said, thanks, Dave, for the information on the Retivas. I just got through buying the Baofeng, and it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So if I like this DMR, I'm definitely going to look into that. Because the price difference is not that much. I actually found it online for $150.
Mm-hmm.
So not a bad price on that. I just got to figure out the hotspot deal. tonight. Once again, thanks, Tom, for running the net. 73s, everyone. Have a great week.
All right, Marvin, have a great week. Thanks for checking in, and thanks for all your comments. KE0ZKM73 from KC0NSC in the group. We go now to KC0QA, Richard.
Howdy, howdy. I'm just sitting here reading all the mail. Get my CD drive, which is one of those USB-style plug-in, and every time I move the microphone or radio or do something, it keeps coming unplugged, and I just gotta work through it. Anyway, I'm just sitting here reading the mail, listening. We'll catch everybody at some future point, and I definitely do look forward to an FT8 demonstration. That's something I've been wanting to get into. Don't have the software, don't have the antenna. As soon as I can figure out somebody to come help me make an antenna or fix mine and get it up in the air, then maybe I'll get on the air. We'll catch everybody later. KC0QA.
All right, Richard. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for all your comments. Enjoy those CDs and have a wonderful evening and a great week. KC0QA73 from KC0NSC in the group. Next on the list, KF0KRZ, Curtis.
Okay, thank you, Tom, and thank you to Kevin and David for the help on the FT70 this week. Like they've only had it about 3 days, and you really can't learn to run one until you got one in your hand, so it's going to take a little while. I thought it was kind of interesting. Unpacking the box, and I ordered the little charging cradle. I thought, well, that'll charge it faster, and got looking one transformer in there, and I thought, well, there should be a different transformer for the charging cradle, and I guess you plug the same transformer in for both.
Yep.
If you plug it into the cradle, it'll charge it up in 3 hours, which it did, and if you plug it in the side of the radio, it takes about 6 or 7. So
Yep.
just same charger. But what can I say? But anyways, thanks again. 73 to everybody. KC0NSC, back to you. KF0KRZ.
All right, Curtis, I have an FT70, and I had the same thought, and don't know how that works or why it works better. Must be something about it. Very strange. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for all your comments. Have a wonderful evening and a great week. KF0KRZ73 from KC0NSC in the group. We go to KF0KUA, Bob.
Yeah, this is KF0KUA. I appreciate all the in-meter antenna comments. That was helpful. Yeah, I'm just trying to get something that I can use in an apartment while we're going to be off in Las Vegas for a while. So I got some options. It'll work out great. Just hoping to be able to get into the net on Friday night here with it. So the rest of it's going to be gravy. So good to talk to everybody tonight, listen in, and 73 to all. This is KF0KUA, back over to Tom in the net.
All right, there is another option if you're looking for portability, is the Fire Stick, the 5/8 wave Fire Stick, and they come in various lengths. I would recommend the 7-footer. There is a tripod that you can use called the UFO disc, and you can hook 3 other Fire Sticks to that for your ground plane, and it stands up like a tripod. And that's another thing that you can do. The only thing is, by the time you buy 4 Fire Sticks, it's pretty expensive. So, I don't know. Got to come up with something, huh? All right, KF0KUA, thanks for checking in. Thanks for all your comments. You have a great evening and a wonderful week. 73 from KC0NSC and the group. We'll go to KE0YMZ, David.
Yes, as far as what Kevin was saying about him being cheap and thrifty, I should say, and being able to home brew an antenna for 10 meters. Yeah, he's done a great job. He makes me feel like I'm cheating over here as far as my 10-meter antenna goes. It's just, when I moved in here to this house 10 years ago, the antenna was actually sitting just about where I'm sitting right now. And it was in my way. It was new in the box. I had never opened it or anything, and I just bought it for future needs. And so I erected it at ground level. Just drove a rod into the ground, a pipe into the ground, and it was at ground level. I had to dig out to put the coax on a little bit, and I got minimal results really at ground level. But that's the reason that I put it up, was just to get it out of my house. I didn't want it in the damp garage. My garage roof leaks, and it's not really much of a garage, and so I didn't want it in there. So I thought the best thing was to erect it, and then eventually, once I started getting on the 10-meter net, I threw a pipe, 20-foot pipe under it, and so I got it up a little higher to where it seems to work okay. But yeah, KTM, Kevin, he's had really good results with that antenna that he's using, and it surprised me that he still keeps having good results even when he's utilizing his amplifier. And I think he runs the CATV coax, R6 or whatever it is, and RG6 maybe, and so it really it amazes me that his signal is so good. So anyway, 73 everyone, have a great rest of your weekend. KE0YMZ. Thanks for doing that, Tom.
All right, David, thanks for checking in. Thanks for your comments. Always love to hear from you and all the amazing things going on over at your shack. You have a fine evening and enjoy your week. We'll talk to you next time. KE0YMZ 73 from KC0NSC and the group. That's the bottom of the list. If there's anybody that would like to check in last minute, we are at the bottom of our 73 round. Please come now.
Comment.
Do it.
Yeah, you were wondering, or somebody, I can't remember who, was wondering why it charges faster with the same transformer. It's because when you plug it in the side of it, the current has to go through the circuit board, so they've got more resistance in there to limit the flow of current through the circuit board. When you do the drop-in charger, you've got the tabs on the back of the battery, and it goes directly into the battery, so you don't have to limit the current.
Oh, that then begs the question. I'm going to pick your brain a little bit. That system inside that side plug controls whether or not it keeps on charging. What about the cradle? Does it have some kind of control in it as well?
I think that the control is in the battery.
Yep, exactly.
So thanks for helping me figure that out.
Problem.
I don't have one. I've considered buying one, and I've kind of put that on the back burner. I need to look at that again as soon as I get through some projects here. So thanks for all of that information. Once again, is there anyone out there that would like to check in and say a word before I close the net? All right, that's it, fellers. I'm going to close this net and return the 146640 repeater to normal function. Have a great night. Have a great week.
All right, everybody. 73 all. Thanks for coming by KE6GAE, the Hillbilly Ham, where ham radio comes to life. Get through Nixa Ham Fest, and hopefully after that I'll be able to have some time to start doing some videos. Then I'm working on a project of possibly getting Nixa's communication trailers out at more Expo this year. Other than that, everybody have a good week. And if you stop by and watch the stream, put comments down below. Let me know what you think about it. And 73 y'all.